Shit just got real, things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot. Oh,
Hey y'all, welcome back to part two. If you made it to part two, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Um, thank you for tuning in to another episode with me. I am so glad that you can join me. Um, by the way, this is the situationship from hell part two. Let's get started. So, during this time, it was May of 2024, and I was going into my sophomore year. He was going into his junior year. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was graduating early. I don't really know. I wasn't really paying attention when I should have been paying attention. Like I was saying, because I didn't care for real, for real. Um, so basically, he texts me that, and I'm trying to debate if I should respond or not. Everybody was telling me don't respond. They were like, "Ew, no, don't respond. Gross." Mind you, we'll go in. I gotta go into deeper. So I responded just to be on some friend stuff, like, "Oh, hey, it's nice to hear from you. Like, trying to be nice, trying to be nice." And then it just didn't go in my favor. Um, so during that time, we started to flirt back and forth again. The cycle was rekindling of the flirting and the love bombing, and I want to get to know you even more, but I don't want to do this. And that's when it started to turn into a situationship. He calls it friends with benefits. I call it situationship because he did not want to be homeboy type friends. He wanted to be friends with benefits. And I just didn't understand that title because nothing about that gave friends with benefits once I go deeper into the story. So we're going to skip June and July. We're going to jump straight into August. So in the month of August, I start actually talking to someone. And, oh, no. Let's go back to July. During this time, um, because he was a sports fan, he had a favorite sport. Um, a pimp named Slickback, for the story time, I'm gonna say he was interested in soccer. So a pimp named Slickback was very interested in soccer, and let's just say his soccer team and my soccer team just did not collide together. And he always used to say, "Oh, I don't even like the only reason why me and you were cool and I would ever be interested in you is because I like you. But like if you were somebody else and I wasn't that attracted to you, um, I would never even speak to you. Like that's disgusting. You're disgusting for even liking that soccer team." And then he used to hang up on me a lot when we were having like phone conversations. I would be so nice to this man. I would be so nice to this man. I'm not nice to my friends, mind you. Actually, I am. I love them to death. And he used to basically use it as a punishment. Um, Anytime I would say something he didn't like, anytime I would say something that he didn't agree with, he would use it as like a punishing type of stance, like a controlling type of response. Like he made me do research on soccer, and I had to report back to him basically, like headquarters. He was very controlling in a sense, like very, very, very controlling. And if it wasn't his way, then it was no way. And if you didn't do what he said, he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna speak to you again," or "There's no reason for me to even speak to you or talk to you." That's the type of person he was. I don't know if he's still like this. If he is, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in almost like a couple of months, honestly. I don't really even know where he is. But so that was that. And then moving into August, I met someone else. We started to actually talk, and I told a pimp named Slickback, "Hey, whatever you wanted to do, like the friends with benefits thing, or should I say the situationship, I can't do that anymore. I'm talking to someone who wants to be in a relationship, and we are working towards that." A pimp named Slickback did not like that. If anything, it set him off. Oh, and let me explain how it set him off. I texted him and I said, "I have to tell you something," right? This man immediately blocks me. He blocks me for a good 2 hours. And then he texts me, and I quote, "Did you learn your lesson?" Huh? Did I learn my lesson? Who are you, my mother? Did I learn my lesson? Did you learn your lesson? That's what he said. Don't, and he then goes in to say, "Don't ever text me anything like that ever again. It triggers me. And I think the worst. Don't do that ever again." His words. And I'm like, okay, my bad. Like, after that, the dude I was talking to at that time saw my whole facial expression become sad because it's like, why are you talking to me like that? You're mad because someone wanted to be with me? Why? We're not together. You don't want to be with me. So why is it a problem now? Let's continue. I tell him I'm talking to someone. I'm so sorry that the plans that you had wasn't going to work. He gets mad and he blocks me for 2 weeks. He gets mad and he blocks me for 2 whole weeks. And I'm like, you're so childish. Like, you're mad because I'm in a talking stage, a real one, not the one that you wanted, the situationship that you wanted, the one where you get your cake and your cupcakes. And I'm like, yeah, no, a pimp named Slickback is true. So me and old dude, we don't make it. Like 2 weeks later, he like, yeah, nah, like, I'm still holding on to stuff with this person. And one thing about my intuition, it never lies. That day, he started to act very coldish and standoffish. By 11 p.m. that night, we were no longer speaking. During this time, my dog did pass away, so I was also dealing with the fact that I don't have my dog anymore. So I was very, very sad because I've had this dog since I was in second grade, and now I no longer have her. So, by the way, this is still in 2024. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still thinking about my dog. I miss her so much. But the next day, guess who I get a text message from? It's like a bloodhound. Someone that can smell blood, like fear or hurt or some type of sin of saying, hey, let me go ahead and sneak my way back into this person's life and ruin it some more. Let me stop playing. So he come back. He do his little circle, his little round, and he always was like, "Hey, how are you?" That's how he knew how to get back into my area, right? Was the "Hey, how are you?" He always hit me with that, and I'm like, "Oh, da da da, this happened again." It's like he comes when I'm emotionally unavailable. I don't understand, or when I'm vulnerable at my most point. It's like a thing with him. But I'm like, a pimp named Slickback, it didn't work, because of this, and that. He was like, man, I'm sorry that happened. And I'm like, so why'd you block me? And then he goes into, hold on, I gotta put my voice on. I'm sorry, like I personally couldn't really see another dude with you, or you be with someone else. Like, that low-key kind of hurt me for a while, because it's like, man, I ain't want to see you with nobody else. You don't want me, so what's the problem? I'm not understanding. Like, he was very territorial. I can't see you with no other dude. Like, that hurt my feelings. Okay. Okay. So he's sitting up there feeding me all types of lies. I I don't know what he was doing, but at that point he ropes me back in, and he like, you should come over. I just got my feelings hurt. My dog just passed away. And you're telling me to come over? For what? For what? So I go over there like a dummy. Don't even know why. I should have been like, yeah, nah, nah, little homie, nah. I should have did that. So I go over there like the dummy I am. Or should I say was. I went over there like the dummy I was, and I just let him play in my head the entire time I was over there. It was giving very much manipulation to the fullest extent, and I just sat there and I let him play off that. And yeah, pretty sick, knowing I was going through a lot, and it just gave him a door, a leadway to manipulate me even more because it's what he loved to do when it came to me. So we moved past all that. We're having this thing where I come over and then I leave in the morning. He tells me he can't stand my snoring and I have to learn how to control that. And he was like, I'll learn to deal with it later. And that's just who he was. And I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. So then it continues to go on and on. In October, he invites me to this party. And I go with one of my roommates. Because at the time I didn't really go to parties. I didn't really go out like that. I didn't feel like it. I was just always busy, like studying. I was also in like other like groups and stuff. So I really wasn't the party type of person. But I was like, you know what? I'll go this time. So I go to the party and I dance on him a little bit. And then we get lost, we get separated until the end of the party. I'm not trying to block the hoes for him. The people that he want to interact with, I'm not trying to block that for him. Like, no, I'm not on that type of timing. So you go do what you want. I'm gonna talk to whoever I want to talk to. You talk to whoever you want to talk to. He in fact did not want to do that. He wanted to talk to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. You want to talk to me? So after the party ends, he kisses me in front of everybody. And I'm like, bro, do you think that's a good idea? Like, we're not together. I'm not trying to scare off no hoes for you. I don't want you to scare off the hoes for me. And he like, I don't care if they decide to mess with me after that, then that's on them. A pimp named Slickback. So I'm like, okay. This night he calls me intoxicated. I get back to my thing. Why you and he starts off saying, when you got in the Uber and you went back to your door, why didn't you text me and tell me that you got back? You're not my man. Why I gotta text you? I don't know if it's a safety thing or what, but like you told me, all right, bye. Like I'll see you later. Like if you're not my man and you're just like whoever, I'm not gonna sit there and text you. I just got home and da-da-da-da. No, what am I texting you for? I was with my friend. She knows I'm safe. Why does it matter if I text you or not? My bad. That's literally what I said. I said, my bad. He called me intoxicated out of his mind. And he then goes into this whole entire thing. Let me put my voice back on, y'all. yeah, like, I gotta tell you something. He says my whole entire government name. And he goes, I like you. I want to be with you. And I'm like, I like you too. No, 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 no. I want to be with you. I want to come home to you every single night and be with you and make you breakfast and bed and da 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 da. Why are you telling me this? At this point, I already knew that I was in like with him. Like, I really did like him. Like, I really did want us to be together. And when he said that, it just, like, solidified the deal for me. And I'm like, yes, like, this is what I wanted. At the time, that's what I wanted. I want that in my life. Pray for better days. And I'm like, this is what I wanted, and this and that, and just feeding me lies and more lies and whatever he was doing. And I really care about you, and I don't want you to see me like this. I look bad. I look terrible. Okay. I went to bed. He hung up the phone, I think, or died. I don't know. And I went to bed because don't call me on that. What was the issue? What was the problem? But I held it down. I was very nonchalant about it. He asked me the next day, did he say anything outlandish? I said no. I kept it to myself. Because I'm like, I didn't know how you would respond if you told me that. So I wasn't ready to hear it. So I didn't tell him. But that's what I heard. So, ring around the rosy, pockets full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Into a couple of days later. At this time, I was really struggling with my mental health. It was declining. Um, Over time, it started to decline, especially during September, October, November, and December. I was very, very going into a depression. Um, I didn't know what was happening. I don't know if I was getting homesick or what. And I told him about this. So he knew I was struggling with my mental health at that time. And as long as he got what he wanted, he didn't care. So, like I said, as long as he got what he wanted, he didn't care. Mind you, can't get no coochie out the queen. Just remember that. Because he didn't. He got what he wanted. I don't know what he wanted out of it, but he got what he wanted out of it. So, yeah. So moving on from that, October, the end of October was around. Phone calls start becoming very silent. Um, Things just start becoming very, very silent. And I could understand why what was going on. And then a snapshot clicked into my head and it said, Nakaya, I want to tell you something. And I'm like, what is it? There's someone else in the picture. And I'm like, nah, like, nah. And my head was like, yeah, sweetheart, it is. Oh, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, after feeding me delusions and telling me all these lies, it was like throwing something in the trash. Like, he alley hooped it in the trash as well. So I'm like, okay. And it started to feel like he was playing battle of the needs and wants. Got what he needed from me, but he wanted something else as well. So after draining me emotionally and scarring me with all of his baggage, he's like, okay, now I'm done with you for a while. I found someone else. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to end it here. No. Moving into January, phone calls slow down. I don't speak to him. In December, he's on this flirty but not flirty type of thing. I move on. I'm like, okay, whatever. January come around, we're in the same class. I remember I went up to he went to I don't know what he was doing. Probably shaking my, I don't know what he was doing. And I accidentally held his hand for a little too long. And he's like, that's weird. What you mean that's weird? That's weird. He called me weird. You're weird. You're the weird one. This is January of 2025, moving into this year. He's the weird one. I'm like, okay, you're weird, but I don't say it out loud. Y'all so manipulative, but I didn't say that out loud either. So I find out this time that something is going on with my grandma, and I'm already sad. I'm really mentally going through it now. And February rolls around, and it was February 14th. February 14th is when he called me, FaceTime me actually, and it was about something. I forgot what it was about. And I know we were supposed to meet somewhere for a study session or something. I don't know. Oh, let's go back to January. In January, he's like, you should really come to this church. Like, I go to this church. You should come with me to this church. And I'm like, okay. So the first time I go, this second time I go, and I'm around his friends. I go to church with his friends and with him, and I'm like, they constantly see me, so they know who I am. I've talked to their friend, like his friends on the phone, or whatever. I don't know. Kind of sick. Just know that it was definitely giving situationship during the months of October, September. In January, he just started to very much be a little weird, and I'm like, what is the problem? What is the issue? And instead of me thinking about it, I just was trying to bypass it because I'm like, I'm not trying to read too much into it. Like, maybe it's nothing. Like, I don't know if those feelings are still there or what's going on. And after that, I just realized I don't like you. Like, I really just don't like you as a person. But I still had strong feelings for this person. Or should I say a pimp named Slickback. So I just let it slide. So after he played in my head for a while, he calls me cool. February 15th, he tells me, so I call him like, yo, mind you, it's freezing and it's raining. Freezing and raining. Remember these factors. It's freezing and it's raining. He did not care about my safety. I will tell you that. He did not care about anything. Like anything that could happen to me, he did not care about that. I'm trying to think what happened. Yeah, so it was February 15th. I went there and I told him like, hey, this place is closed. We have to go to a different place. And he proceeds to be like, okay, cool. When you find another place, let me know. And I'm like, okay. So you want me to walk the entire campus and find something that's open in the freezing dark cold, like in the freezing cold. I think there was snow on the ground. I don't know. It probably was snow on the ground. Even it was raining. So it was my umbrella, me carrying this big large tote bag with a puffer coat on, walking around to find somewhere where we could study. He did not care about my safety. Nobody was outside, might I add. I could have been snatched up at any time, and at that point I was like, yeah, he don't care about my safety. He just told me to call him when I find somewhere instead of saying, let me check UGO. Let me just check the hours of UGO. Let me see if they open still. So while I was in the freezing cold trying to find out if UGL is open, I call him and I'm like, UGL's still open. All right, I'll see you there. What time are you gonna be here? Like, I'll be there in like an hour or two. I don't really know. I don't really care. Right. What did I see in him? I don't know. Someone help me find it. So we get to UGL, we sit down. We're joking a little bit back and forth. And then he proceeds to tell me, you're gonna have to go to church with someone else. Why can't I go with you? Like, I'm not understanding. He then proceeds to tell me, I'm kind of talking to someone now, and it's very disrespectful to them for you to be walking in with me. Huh? I'll see y'all in part 3. Or should I continue the video? I'm gonna let y'all decide. Nah, I'll see y'all in part 3. This is where it starts to go to hell on earth. See y'all in part 3.